I know that the title of this video sounds too good to be true, but there is a specific workout strategy that can literally double your dips and pull-ups by just training this workout routine 3 times a week. Like if you can dip 50 kilograms, you can dip 100. If you dip 20, you can probably dip even 60, like 3 times your progress. If you dip 100, well, you probably won't be able to dip 200 if you don't have like freaky ass genetics, but that's an insane promise. So let's get into the workout routine. But first I want to tell you some prerequisites. There are 3. The first one is that you need to dip at least 15 kilograms, you need to do a pull-up with at least 10 kilograms, and you are not severely overweight. So if you can't dip 15 kilograms and can't pull up 10 kilograms, don't click off yet, because at the end of this video, I will also tell you how to tweak this workout routine in order to make it fit for your starting level. So this is the workout routine, you can see it on the screen right now, and I will explain it in detail. This workout routine involves something known as periodization. This is a really advanced workout strategy that I don't see anyone in the calisthenics world teaching, but it's just so overpowered. This workout strategy blew my dip PR from 110 to almost 130 within like 3 months. That's just some insane progress. And I plateaued from 100 to 110 a year. A year took me to go from 100 to 110, and then boom, implemented this workout strategy from 110 to almost 130. And that is that you don't follow a weekly workout split, because the weekly workout split changes from week to week. It's basically the same, but the rep ranges, the set ranges, the intensity, the support exercises change a little bit, and that allows you to make absolutely insane progress. So let's get into it. The basic weekly schedule is that on the first day, so let's say for example Monday, you train primary dips and tertiary pull-ups. That means like dips, primary is the main focus of this workout, and 3 dips, tertiary dips, are tertiary, so you don't really focus on it that much. So 70% of your training is dips, and only 40 and only 30 is the actual pull-ups. Then you have almost the exact same, but you switch it around. So primary pull-ups, tertiary dips. And then the third day, you train both of these things like 50-50, so you have secondary dips, secondary pull-ups. Now, week 1, week 2, week 3, week 4, week 5. There is a big difference. Let me summarize this. So the first week is high volume, low intensity. This is like a muscle building style workout program. You do higher reps. So as you can see, you do 4 to 5 sets of 7 reps, which is quite a lot. And then you do a back off, which is that you do the exact same exercise, so the dips, and you do 1 to 2 sets of 10. So quite a lot of reps. If you compare it to week 3, where you literally do 2 sets of 3 reps, which is a lot less than the first week. And the first week is lower in intensity. So you train RPE 8. Let me quickly go over what RPE is the rate of perceived exertion. And if you are familiar with reps in reserve, it is essentially RPE 8 is 2 reps in reserve, because 8 plus 2 is 10. RPE 10 is 0 reps in reserve. RPE 7 is 3 reps in reserve. RPE 9 is 1 rep in reserve. Yeah, you get it. So as you can see, for week 1, you have weighted dips, RPE 8, then you have a back off, which is the exact same exercise, so weighted dips, but you only do 1 or 2 sets of 10 reps, only RPE 6, so 4 reps in reserve. Then you do band dips, or other weakness-based support exercises. Support exercises there are 4 different types of them, but I'm not going to go into detail with that because I will overwhelm you with information. But support exercises are movements that help out with the exercise. So for example, a weakness-based support exercise, for me the weakness is the top part. I can go down, go up almost to here, and then I can't lock it out. That happened on this PR, which was 130 kilograms. I couldn't lock it out. So that's why I do a support exercise called band dips, where I add a resistance band over my neck So the upper part is harder, so I build more strength in there. 3 sets of 8 RPE 7, really light. This first week is really light. It's almost like a technique or recovery week. Then you have incline dumbbell bench press or basically any other overhead pressing movement, because you don't want to just build the absolute specific muscles for the dip, because the front delt may overpower the rear or lateral delt, and that can cause muscle instabilities and maybe even some injuries and pain further along the way. Then you have your pull-ups, 3 sets of 8 to 10 reps, RPE 7 to 8, and then you have your Australian pull-ups, a support exercise, so to just generally build the back muscles. Then as you can see, the workout program is essentially the same. You have your weighted dips plus the back off and weighted pull-ups further down the exercises, but the support exercises change. This is something called weekly undulating periodization. I don't want to overwhelm you with these complicated terms. I'm trying to explain complex stuff, but with simple words. So that essentially means that you change the support exercises week to week. So your body doesn't fully adapt to it, because your body doesn't want to get stronger. Your body was built to be lazy. It was built to barely survive, not to thrive. So every time you give it a support exercise like the band dip, it will adapt to it, not necessarily get better at it, but get used to the stimuli. That's why you constantly need to alternate these exercises and constantly to alternate or undulate the RPE, the intensity, the volume, all of these different things. So I change the exercise to halfway up paused dips. So I go down, go up, pause, and finish the rep in order to get better at the upper part of the dip. Then I have skull crushers or any other tricep isolation. And then I change the Australian pull-ups to rear delt raises. Rear delt raises, you basically any other exercise for the rear delt. Week 3 is also called your peak week. So week 1 was high volume, low intensity. Week 2 was moderate volume, moderate intensity. Week 3 is high intensity, low volume. So you start by doing weighted dips, only around 1 to 3 sets, but check the RPE. RPE 10, 0 reps in reserve. You really need to calculate how much weight should you add in order for the 3 reps to be absolute failure. And then you do that again or maybe even again. It depends if you want to do just 2 sets of 3 or 3 sets of 3. And after that, you do a back off of just 1 set of 6 reps, RPE 8, so 2 reps in reserve. Then band dip. Again, you can see we switched the support exercises again and we went to the same good old band dips. Or basically any other weakness-based support. 2 to 3 sets, just you do a low number of sets because the high intensity is super high, because later in this video, I will teach you how long to rest in between sets, because that's directly linked to the RPE. So your workouts don't take too much time or you don't get enough rest, because that can also happen. Now, week 4, this is your deload week, your rest week. This is when your CNS, the central nervous system, which is responsible for sending signals from your brain to your muscles in order to push more weight, recovers. Week 3, we absolutely destroyed the CNS. We overflooded with high RPE, high intensity and low volume. Now it's time for it to recover. We change the exercises almost completely. We do this workout, by the way, is only going to take about 30 to 45 minutes. Weighted dips, 3 sets of 8, RPE 6, 4 reps in reserve. That's quite a lot. Incline dumbbell bench press or any other overhead pressing movement, 3 sets of around 12, lateral raises, lower back extensions. Lower back extensions, I don't train them. Like if you are not new to the weightlifting, streetlifting, calisthenics community, you are probably familiar with back extensions, like an exercise to build strength in the lower back. Let me tell you, you don't need to do this exercise. If you don't train like an absolute retard, you don't need to train this exercise. Because if you do high volume, low intensity weeks, moderate volume, moderate intensity weeks, high intensity, low volume weeks, your lower back adapts way quicker than the muscles. Let's say for the pull-ups, in order to do a pull-up, your lower back can hold way more weight than you can pull. I can load on the dip belt probably around 200 kg and do this. Lift it up and maybe even hang on the bar or stay on the dip bars. But I can't dip that weight. I can hold that much weight with my pelvis, with my core, with the lower back muscles, all these different things, but you don't necessarily need to train it. I don't train it at all, but if you want, you can add this exercise in this day. And let me quickly explain why people like Ian Barsicle need to do the back extensions, because they are stupid, they train like retards, they constantly train high intensity, low volume, they don't know how to undulate their workout programs, they don't know what periodization is, they just didn't do their research and try to sell you a workout program. And they try to explain simple stuff with complicated words, whilst I'm over here trying to explain probably the most complex workout tactic available and also the most efficient with quite kind of simple words. Then week 5 is your PR week. You test your PR after you recovered. Right now you can test your PR. So weighted dips, PR, 1 set of 1, obviously RPE 10, and then you do a strong back off. This is called a strong back off after a 1 set of 1 rep or a PR. You do a strong back off. Halfway up paused dips, any other weakness based support. You can see the general strategy, how this looks like. I alternate the band dip with the halfway up paused pull-ups. Then skull crushers, any other tricep isolation, also tricep extensions, but I like the skull crushers more. Pull-ups, boom, first day done. Then you have rest. I'm going to try to speed up. So what do we have here? Chest to bar pull-ups are essentially explosive pull-ups. And I have written 3 sets of 5, arrow 2. What does that mean? Over years of training pull-ups, weighted pull-ups, I discovered that the best way to build explosive strength and integrate more volume in it, so the CNS adaptation is better. You probably don't really know what I just said, but just trust me. If you do 5 explosive ones, and it's like RPE 10 or whatever RPE, it's really intense, the form breaks down. The first pull-up is up to here, the second one is up to here, third one, fourth one, like you can't basically do too many explosive pull-ups in a row. That's why throughout the workout program, I just do, let's say you do just 3 explosive pull-ups, but really like pull it. And then you do 2 or 3 regular ones on top. That's the best way to do it. 1 normal, 1 half is also a weakness-based support exercise because I'm not that good at the top part of the pull-up. So basically 1 normal, 1 half. Really good support exercise. Then you have rows or any other upper back or lower back exercise. I said or any other upper back exercise that also incorporates the lower back. So any form of rows is really good. Week 2, moderate intensity, moderate volume, basically everything is the same, but we change the support exercises. 1 normal, 1 half pull-ups turn into tempo pull-ups. Tempo pull-ups, anything tempo squats, is that you do it slow down. So tempo squats, I did that yesterday. You go slow all the way down, but you don't need to go slow all the way up. So you, on pull-ups, I like to go also slow on the way up, pause, slow all the way down. Really good exercise if you suck at the top part. 1 arm rows, so you kind of change the support exercises, so you only do the rows with 1 arm. Everything stays the same. Week 3, one thing I want to tell about the peak week is that you do less support exercises, way less support exercises. Over here you are used to doing 2 support exercises, and right now you only do 1 and you do only 2 sets of it. Then over here, week 4, rear delt raises or on a rear delt exercise. Rear delt is a really important muscle in order to keep your posture good, because my posture used to be shit. And now when I train the rear delt a bit more, my posture kind of improved. Then I have written like Dagestan. It's an exercise, I will show it on the screen, where you grab a plate and you do, you do this above your head, or basically any other shoulder mobility movement like this one. And week 5, your PR week. Actually, about week 5, it is that for week 5, I changed the second workout day with the third one. So I like flipped it. So you don't want to do a PR on pull-ups 2 days after a PR on dips, because your CNS might be fatigued. Now the third day, dips. Oh, I forgot to explain what the chest means. Basically in every single workout you should, it's not mandatory, but what I like to have is written a focus. So the primary dip, tertiary pull-up day is focused on triceps, because the dips, band dips, focus on your tricep, and also tricep extensions or skull crushers also focus on your tricep. Then pull-ups, we have the back because of the rows, and then we have the chest because of ring dips. Ring dips are mandatory, the best support exercise for dips. Absolutely, by far, ring dips are the best. Ring dips are the GOAT. Also for bench press. If you want to get your bench press up, do ring dips. Because ring dips absolutely blew up my bench press, and now I bench 140 kilograms for 3 reps. And I don't even train it that much. So we have the weighted dips, then we have the ring dips, really, really important. The volume is always going to be high. 5 sets of ring dips. This is how important they are. Then we have our pull-ups, back-offs, muscle-ups, some bodyweight muscle-ups, integrate that so your training isn't that boring. Close grip or decline bench press, or even better, close grip decline bench press. Absolutely goated support exercise right after ring dips. Yeah, then everything is about the same. But week 3, we don't do the decline close grip bench press because we want to keep the volume really, really low. Week 4, deload week, you do, as you can see, lower back extensions if you want. Then you can see week 5 is like the second day essentially. So we do a PR on pull-ups, strong back off, chest to bar pull-ups, and weighted dips. Now let's get into the frequently asked questions that I get from my students in Calisthenics School. The first one is, isn't this workout too long? No, it isn't, if you know how much to rest in between sets. I calculated it, and I said the second day, so the primary pull-ups, tertiary dips, week 1 of the workout program takes 1 hour and 25 minutes. And that's the most of all of them. Week 2 is 1 hour and 20 minutes. Week 3 is 1 hour and 10 minutes. Week 4 is 35 minutes, a 35-minute workout. Week 5 is 1 hour and 5 minutes. And these are over exaggerations, but I don't account for the warm-up. Now, how long to rest in between sets? Pause the video. Here is what you should screenshot and keep in mind. Now, do you need to warm up for your support exercises? So let's say on the third day, secondary dips, secondary pull-ups, you do weighted dips. And then you want to do ring dips. Are you supposed to warm up? No. You just start loading up the weight, and even quicker than previously. So let's say, for example, if I didn't do weighted dips prior to the ring dips, I would warm up casually like my shoulders, triceps, anything back. And then I would do body weight. For me, my 1 rep max for ring dips is 80 kilograms. But if I were to do 6 reps, I would do 50 kilograms. So I would warm up body weight 15 kilograms, 25 kilograms, 45, 50, 5 jumps. If I already did weighted dips before that, I just warm up body weight, maybe even not body weight, 25, 50. Easy. You don't need to warm up again because you are already warmed up because you are doing the same pressing movement. But when you are warming up for the pull-ups, you should do like your general pull-up warm-up, do slower jumps, stuff like that. And if you want to know more about periodization, make sure to watch these 2 videos that I will put on the screen, because I explain periodization in those videos in a bit more detail. And I also go over other topics that you probably like. And also make sure to subscribe for more no BS content like this. Also like to make sure videos like this get shown up on your YouTube homepage so you can get educated. And also, if you want, you can follow me on Instagram, link in the description. Bye, take care bro, you got this.